I find that attractive, that we're kind of on the same page with like a lot of things. Like I don't have to say stuff and you just know what I'm talking about already, which is very attractive. Just that, you know, she put in the time and the work to get to know me, even though I know it's not easy.
Kate, hearing that, what's missing?
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You already know what time it is. Listen, we're giving you the review of Married at First Sight. You already know what time it is. Like, share, subscribe. You already know what time it is. Boom. Get me. Minerals, baby. We're going to talk about Luke and Kate. Decision to actually decide to stay together. Let's talk about that. Obviously, Kate was obviously saying, Luke was saying obviously into the camera that, you know what, he wishes that Kate was around.
Decision day, and it's definitely nerve-wracking. Kind of wish Kate was here so we could talk about stuff before going.
Now, when he said it, I was just looking at it, thinking to myself, does he really wish she was around, or does he wish she was around so that they could begin to, I guess, attach their stories together, so that he can make it sound sweet in front of the judges? Because that's what I really thought he was trying to do. When he said it, I was like, this is disingenuous. He didn't really mean that. What he really means is, I wish he was here so we can actually put our stories together so that she doesn't say anything mad. Now, we know that because the last episodes, he's already said he doesn't like the fact that she says certain things. You know what I'm saying? He's kept secrets. You know what I'm saying? So we really know that he's a quite secretive guy. So when he said those bars about, he wished that she was here, so they could talk, he really meant so they could actually they could kind of bring their stories together and tell a certain narrative. Do you get what I'm saying? And we know that because later on, he decides that obviously when they asked him a question about the secretiveness and the sex, etc., and the fact that, you know what, how can you have sex with somebody when you're not attracted? He says, obviously, I'll skip that question. And then they say, look, Kate, you answer that question.
If there's no attraction, how did you guys have sex?
We'll just skip that one.
Well, Kate can answer if she wants to.
I think he is doing it because he knows that I want to, but not really. He's just doing it to make me happy.
I don't have words right now.
And it got me thinking, is like, why is he like this? He's always dodging, it seems. And you know what, for me, as we've already established in other videos, anyway, I'm not going to go back into that. But obviously, just seeing that was almost like it was like abuser central. Do you know what I'm saying? To keep that kind of secret, and then even now he's still trying to control the narrative. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you see that when he gets into the room with Kate and he hugs her, it was just so false. Everything about it was like, again, trying to control that narrative, trying to put that public perception. It's like what abuser does. Do you know what I'm saying? When they to the public, they'll show everybody they got this nice persona, but behind bars, really. They're really dead evil behind the scene. And we know that because in the past episodes, we've seen Luke kiss her and say she's repulsive. And in fact, that was actually said after having sex, and he said and done that. And then saying that she's repulsive, but he did it behind the cameras. So we've seen that he's got a behavior. We didn't even know they were having sex until like the last few episodes. So we know that behind the scenes, this guy has a particular narrative that he always wants to go with. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, when I was looking, I was like, that hug that he gave her, just look at the way he was hugging her. It just looked odd. Do you know what I'm saying? Like from his end anyway.
Thanks. Okay.
It's almost as if he's trying to get her to change her mind in a sense, or he sensed that her mind has changed. Did you get me? And I think it was like his last desperate push to kind of get her to not divorce. Do you know what I'm saying? Why? I don't know, because, well, then again, if he's an abuser, it's all about power, isn't it? So it's all about controlling the narrative of the individual, make sure they do what you want them to do. And when I say use the word abuser, I mean the traits that he's showing are abusive. Those traits, you know what I'm saying? And I was saying to myself, if these judges do not come with vibranium to stop them, I'm going to be vexed. What kind of gets me annoyed is the fact that, that Pastor Cal came with some energy of vibranium, like mineral vibranium, to Will concerning Jasmine, but then doesn't come with the vibranium and the vim to Luke concerning this issue.
And
I fight for marriages. I normally do, but not this time. I think that you're healthier apart. And Kate, I believe you need someone who really wants to be married to you, who really desires you, because you're pretty special.
You made the decision. I think there's lots more potential there, but it is your right and your heart and your feelings that you have to go with.
Yeah, I'm disappointed because I think you're missing out on a lot. Because what she can contribute to your life would be stratospheric.
So I'm mad confused because I'm thinking to myself, how is that possible that you're coming with that vibranium for Will on a person who has not done anything wrong per se, but has chosen to decide to go on a divorce? But when Luke has been moving mad, you've not come with the vibranium. I expected vibranium from you guys. You didn't bring it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this should have been something that they should have questioned and brought up and said, you know what, these tendencies that you showed were, you know, on the verge of being abusive, and let him know his behavior is unacceptable.
you get terrible jokes, which is really enjoyable to hang around with.
I tell you all the time.
I know you do.
Personality, your sense of humor.
Like, why is this guy whispering little things? And the reason why is because it's trying to create this narrative that is us and them. And that's what abusers do. They try to isolate you. The Bible says, look, the devil seeks roaming to and fro, seeking for whom he may devour. Why? Because he's looking for the person who's isolated. Do you know what I'm saying? The person who's not in the crowd, the person who's not in a herd. He looks for that person because you're vulnerable. And so this is the same thing. He tries to create that isolation. This is why he told us to keep the secrets, because it creates that barrier between Kate himself and the judges. And just like in the last few episodes, in fact, the time where Pastor Carl actually came at him, yeah, he had kept a secret, obviously, about the kiss, the repulsive kiss thing. Why? Again, it's again creating that narrative. It's us against them. It's us against the world, and that leads to the abuse. When you start having that, it's us against them, always us against them. What happens? He's able to take advantage and abuse that power that he's put himself into by isolating you from the world. So it's a very smart tactic. But we see you, boy. We see you. I was thinking to myself as well that if these judges don't end this marriage and let these two get to continue this process onwards, we've got to make a complaint, man. This is scary for me, man. We've watched it for the last 12 weeks. We've seen their progression. We've seen their behavior. We've seen all that change. So you have to deepen that. When I see that, I'm like, bro, like, come on, like, judges, get involved here and let man know that this is not cool and that you're not going to stand for this, because that's what we should do as a collective, as individuals, as a public. If we saw our friend in a similar situation, we should stand up and say that's not correct. And so I was expecting the judges to do that. But obviously it ran its course, and in the end, the divorce. And then Pascal even said, I'll keep going at Pascal. Pascal, the woman, other two women as well, said, obviously, look.
And
I fight for marriages. I normally do, but not this time.
He said something as well, that, you know, I say stuff and it's like, I say stuff and you already know. And he lowered his voice as well. It's like, again, it's just, oh, bro, like.
On the same page with, like, a lot of things. Like, I don't have to say stuff and you just know what I'm talking about already. Which is very attractive.
What are you doing, man? Like, well, we know what you're doing, man. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, to see that in action, like, he really was playing his final cards, man, on the deck, my G. Like, and you know, Luke has this habit of really focusing his eyes into you, like he's boring his eyes into you, like he's drilling a hole in you with his eyes. And so when I saw that, I was like, okay, he's doing that, and then he's dropping the bars. You know what? That he said, obviously, what did he say? That, you know, I say stuff and you already know. What does she already know? Because she didn't know. But again, it's that creating that impression. You know what I'm saying? Of like, you know what you know. You know exactly what we're doing. You know. Don't worry about them, but you know. Me, no, you and me know. Do you know what I'm saying? And again, it's just, that's scary, bro. Like, it's all part and parcel of that package that he's delivering, cuz. And it's heavy. You can see that she's just withdrawn. There's no light in her eyes no more. Like, we've been saying this for the past few weeks, but, you know, even though she was sitting, it was kind of closed off. She was obviously facing him, but still crunched in and trying, do you know what I'm saying? Because she feels small.
I think that you're healthier apart. And Kate,
And that's why that's why the whole conversation was around also as well, whether she knew that he found her attractive or not. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know already from the jump, you're not about to start finding someone attractive, bro, when you're in a relationship. You're not going to find that out. You should have found that out before you got to that stage. Do you know what I'm saying? If you weren't feeling it, Luke, you should have said at the altar, I'm not feeling it. And his mum, like I said, his mum always said it in episode 1, that, you know what, yeah, do you know what? My son, I fear that my son will go through something even though he knows he shouldn't go through it. And now we see why. Yeah? Now we see why. The fact that obviously the experts obviously brought up the fact that, you know, how did you guys have sex without having, you know, no attraction there? And obviously Luke's response, like I said earlier on, was to skip the question.
If there's no attraction, how did you guys have sex?
We'll just skip that one.
Why? Because he's done that since the past. Going hard questions, he skips. Now, this is a very key thing. Women, listen to this very importantly. Someone like this, someone who's got tendencies like that, will not like. We have to be able to ask hard questions. Men too, we need to be in a position ready to actually defend these women as well and get involved, because these men are taking advantage of the fact that this person hasn't got a stronghold in the position. In fact, the Bible talks about the fact when a demon's cast out, right, unclean spirits cast out. You know, it can only be cast out by someone that's stronger. And then it tries to come back if the house is swept clean and nothing's placed in there. So deep it that if something strong is not able to withstand, or something's not strong that's not placed into that place, then whatever was let, the ex-boyfriend, that ex-crazy-ass guy will come back because there's nobody protecting her. There's nobody standing in a gap. There's nobody to say, listen, I'm stronger than you. No matter what you're bringing, we're not having it. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's important as men, we play that role in our society. 2, women, you need to ask questions. Okay, you need to ask questions. This is what Adam and Eve, this is why Eve suffered in the garden. She didn't ask no questions. You should ask questions, Eve. You didn't ask questions. And so my man told you a story and spun your will. You know what I'm saying? And that's like Kate. She got spun by Luke's charm, which was deceptive. And the Bible says, charm is what? Fleeting. Or it says it's deceptive. And beauty is fleeting. Bruv, that's Proverbs, baby.
Not really. He's just doing it to make me happy.
I don't have words right now.
As well, you know, I don't have words. Of course you don't have no words. You've been found out. Of course you don't have no words. They asked you a serious question, you couldn't answer it. Just like before. That's why you always deflect and say, oh, you know, I have a problem with your drinking problem. That's not why you don't find her attractive, bro. Let's tell the truth out here, Lukey, baby. End of the line, baby. End of the line, baby. And then obviously, like I said, it came to it at the end that, you know, Kate decided that she was going to, you know, divorce. And, you know, what for me was telling about this whole relationship, we've been watching it for the past, 10, 11, 12 weeks. And what's been telling, I guess, is that we've all been rooting, waiting for Kate to kind of get the strength. And you know what, the last episode, you know, she asked some poignant questions and got in his face. And actually, you know, she was doing so well and then she tripped and fell again. But, you know, she was doing so well in the last episode. So to see her in this particular episode now, stand up, have strength to say, listen, I'm divorcing you. And I think the friend speaking to her kind of really was playing in her mind. And again, it's important, again, noticing this look. Don't be isolated. Let's not allow people to be isolated by a boyfriend. Any boyfriend or girlfriend, yeah, who isolates you from your family is about to abuse you, yeah? It was about to abuse you. Because once they've got you isolated, it's just you and them. That's why he says, obviously, you know what? You know, me and you know, you understand what I'm saying. No, we don't. But you've got that thing going on because you know how to abuse. So for us, I think watching it, you know, we're happy that we got rid of Luke in the end. And I think Luke obviously chose divorce, but again, it's a safe face rather than anything. He knew obviously it was coming because I think Kate had kind of run her course. But yeah, it's just, it was crazy. I think this experiment should have stopped earlier. I mean, we don't know what psychological damage has been done to Kate. Do you know what I'm saying? So anyway, listen, yeah, we still got time. Listen, guys, Little Black Book, you already know what time it is. Listen, Married at First Sight, be done. Listen. You already know what time it is, man. Little Black Book, you know what time it is. Yeah. Heaven forever, baby. You ain't got the minerals.